Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Taskmaster Tuesday for Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This is going to be the last Taskmaster that I'm doing for a while. I need to take a break from Dreadnoughts. I'm continuing to do the battles where the Naval Architects, my Patreon supporters, sent in scenarios, but I'm not going to be doing Taskmaster anymore. And this is a collective decision. The other guys were also getting a bit burned out on the game or getting frustrated or annoyed with it. And, well, we've all decided to just pause our Taskmaster challenges. I know this might be a disappointment to some of you. Some of you really enjoy Taskmaster, but some of us, the content creators, not so much. Anyway, in this last week, I'm going to be trying to get as many points as possible. And this task was actually created by a naval architect. He sent it in as a scenario, and I thought, you know what, that's a perfect Taskmaster challenge. So Mudman, thank you for creating this. The challenge, I'm going to start with the points that you can get. You can get a total of 50 points. Now, unsurprising to anybody, Serious Strategy Gamer is ahead this season, but there is still the potential to make it even. The points for this week, if you sink 33% of the enemy fleet, that's 10 points. If you survive the battle with more than 50% of your structural integrity intact, that's 10 points. Be the fastest to complete the mission, 10 points. If you have the cheapest ships, or ship, if you decide to go with a single one, 10 points. If you sink the most ships of all the contestants, 10 points. But, as you can see, I have no lineup. So what is the plan here? Well, the plan is up to every content creator. For every battleship that we add, you add 2 battlecruisers and 3 heavy cruisers to the British fleet. For every battlecruiser that we add, they get 2 heavy cruisers and a battleship. For every heavy cruiser that we add, they get 2 light cruisers and 3 destroyers. For every light cruiser, they get to add 3 destroyers and a heavy cruiser. And for each destroyer, they get to add 1 battlecruiser, 2 destroyers, and 2 transports. So let's say that you wanted to go the route of potentially the cheapest ship. You can get 1 destroyer, and if you survive and sink 2 transports, then you've already sunk 33% of the enemy fleet. Because 2 out of 5 ships equals 40%. So you'd already get the 10 points from sinking 33%. You might be able to survive the battle with more than 50% of your structural integrity intact for 10 points. But you're not likely to sink the most ships out of all contestants for those 10 points. If you want to, you could say, you know what, I'm going to add 5 battleships to my fleet. Okay, you can, but that means you're fighting 10 battlecruisers and no fewer than 15 heavy cruisers. You might very actually easily sink the most ships, but the problem is that your survivability, your 50% structural integrity, is very much at risk. And you're also not that likely to be the fastest, nor the cheapest, because you'd have to do 5 times the price of your battleship. So there are various different ways of completing this task. Now, if this is all going over your head, look in the description, click show more down below the video, and you can very quickly see what the rules are. Some people, it's easier to have them written down. That's where they are. Right. With all these options, I would very much like to get the cheapest. I would not very much be interested in sinking the most ships, because as you might have seen from earlier videos of mine, I generally don't do that well when I have a large formation of ships. Being the fastest to complete the mission might be possible with a smaller ship. Surviving the battle with more than 50% structural integrity, maybe with a destroyer. It's very hit or miss. Literally. Because if you get hit in a destroyer and you flood, well, you lose that point. Sinking 33% of the enemy fleet should be doable in virtually any configuration. I tried to make sure of that. So, let's go with a destroyer. In fact, let's go with 2 destroyers. 3 destroyers. There we go, 3 destroyers. I'm going to then add 3 times the units that are required, which means 3 battlecruisers, 6 destroyers, and 2 transports per destroyer. Oh, that's torpedo boats, so 6 transports. This means that there is a total of 15 ships that need to be sunk total, but for 33% I only need to sink 5. So that gives me options to just sink the transports and call it a day. Now 3 destroyers means I have to tally the price of these times 3, and that's my total points. Or that's my total price. Okay, let's get to building. Well, actually, let's get to building. I have already built this thing, but my recording crashed. So I'm once again going to take this design into the fight. This is the V1. It is a 1400-ton destroyer. The slider does go higher, but the destroyer design does not. It is very speedy for 1912 at 39 knots. It has many bulkheads. It is completely crewed by veterans. This ship can be powered by turbines. I'm going to switch this to a balanced rudder, actually, because I found that the turning speed on this thing was not good enough. The turning circle is going to be a bit worse, actually potentially a lot worse. 467 meters, but that should be survivable. Armor? What armor? We don't need armor where we're going. The ship relies heavily on her guns. She has 5 single barrel 5-inchers, and these are augmented by 6 torpedo launchers, giving me a range of 6.7 at 19-inch tubes. The destroyer is going to try and take out transports at range, and then make sure that any larger threats get taken out by the torpedoes. And I'm mostly looking at the battlecruisers. She does have a Coincidence 3 rangefinder, but radar has not yet been invented, so that's why I picked the enhanced crew, the veterans, to make sure that I can get as much accuracy out of these guys as possible. Electrical turrets ensure that the turrets are snappy and hopefully engage the targets quickly. We're firing picric acid 1 shells and cordite, and this is going to give me the best range as well as quite a lot of punch, because these give me a lot of high explosive shell fire chance as well as a decent amount of shell damage. So against transports they should be absolutely lethal. Now let's get to the fight, because I've already done the designing. I'm just gonna have to go into the battle and actually kill the transports before the battlecruisers and their 6 destroyers kill me. Let's see what the British have in store for us today, because those 3 battlecruisers look like they took some inspiration from the Nelson design, which I'm not sure, was that actually built by 1915? Or at least were the plans drawn up? Anyway, that's their battlecruiser. They have 6 destroyers, and these are tiny ships, so keep in mind that I might not see them before they see me. And these guys can very well spot for the battlecruisers as well. And then their transports, well, they might be anywhere. Enemy spotted north, that's where we're going. I'll set a normal formation and off we go. Let's take a shot of these things before somebody takes a shot at them. They do look a little peculiar with just one funnel, which is perfectly smoking up. It's perfectly smoking up whoever is in that secondary tower. It does seem a little uncomfortable, but well, it's unfortunate for whoever's on watch or smoke duty, I guess, because you're probably not going to see a whole lot from there. Right, formation speed. Lead ship, 35, second ship, 35, third ship, 33. My dear V3, do stick with the times and make for best speed. Contact spotted, but that's their battlecruiser. Their battlecruiser is out at 11 kilometers. And I have spotted them, but I have not yet been spotted. Now, I can't torp them. They're too far away. I can't shoot them either. But, well, I'm actually pretty close to getting into range at 9.7. So I might be able to put a few of these on fire. I do have a decent amount of ammunition, 1250. I'm going to stay dark for a second. Don't fire. The entire div, please. That includes you. What sort of firepower are these boys packing? Ooh. 12 14-inch guns. 30 4-inch guns. Hello. One triple 7-incher. It's the one over there. And a whole lot of 3-inch guns. 8 singles and 6 triples. So, basically destroyer hell. You really do not want to get close to that. The thing is, if I open up now, I might be able to inflict some... Oh shit. Some damage. Hello. I spotted them. And I'm fairly confident that they're going to spot me in a minute. There we go. They spotted me. Which means we're going to smoke up. Before that, battlecruiser is going to get a good hit in. These things are packing 1 single 5, 5 single 2s, and 2 single 3s. 6 torpedo tubes on the stern. Alright. One issue with these designs that I'd created is that they have to turn pretty far broadside in order to be effective. Because the firing arcs of these 5-inchers, amidships mostly, are not great. I hope we can ID them quickly. And we're going to make a turn. V3, dude, get in there. I'm assuming that there are more DDs about. So trying to torpedo their battlecruiser is mostly a waste of my torpedoes. There. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Trying to hit their DDs with torpedoes is probably also a big waste of my time. Battlecruiser ID 67%, destroyer ID 90%. Very good. 96. Oh dear, that's a lot of shell fire coming in. We have the DD identified. This is the Liffey. She has standard bulkheads, cramped quarters, trained level of crew. So currently she's enjoying some benefit from a trained crew. But they're starting to lose crew members, which means they're going to start losing efficiency as well. They dropped torpedoes on my ships, which are fairly easily spotted. I just don't know where they are. Let's see if we can take down the Liffey. That would be very beneficial. Turn back. Battlecruiser, 85%. The Liffey is halfway flooded. Interestingly, when I take flooding like that, I think I almost always lose an engine compartment, but these guys have not. Their engine compartments are perfectly fine, and it seems like they have no trouble whatsoever keeping the engines going. So that means that they can get that buoyancy right back. They lost sight of the V2. Ah, they lost sight of the... And there's the torps. Of the entire destroyer group. But that's mutual. I have no idea where they are either. Battlecruiser defense. Minimum bulkheads. A turning circle of 579. And sonar is missing. That is interesting. That is very interesting. I might be able to exploit that. I also want to make sure that I still have enough ammunition to go after... Well, actually, after the battlecruiser. No, to go after their transports. Because that's the thing that I'm hoping to kill. I have 3 ships. Mine are 6.1 million each. They are not cheap ships. They're not cheap destroyers. But then again, if you go for the battleship option, or the battlecruiser, you're likely to already have... one ship that's more expensive than that, especially if you go for a well-trained crew. Now, I haven't identified this ship, so I cannot see what exactly they're targeting. But I'm pretty confident that they're going after the V1. These guys are scary with the amount of firepower that they're putting out. Even the 7s are functional and targeting me. Swifts. Torpedoes in the water from the Swift. V2 has detected the torps. I'm not even sure where they're headed. They seem to be heading to the last known location. Hold on, can we intercept and eliminate the Swift? Oh yes, we might be able to. They don't have a lot of bulkheads, just standard complement. And it seems like the battlecruisers are occupied engaging the V2. The Swift is starting to struggle. But they too seem to have their engine compartments somewhere else. Somewhere maybe over there in those sections. Oh dear. Ooh. I am still zipping around at 39 knots. And I'm mostly hoping that that's going to keep me safe. Just this blistering amount of speed. What sort of crew do you have? Seasoned crew. Okay. So that's level 3. If you look at, I think it's cadet and then trained. And then you get seasoned and then you get veteran. Smoke. Kennet's been damaged slightly. There we go. Kennet has also launched torpedoes. And I'm thinking that she launched those against the V3, as that's the closest target. Yep. The V3 was about to head in that direction. Jesus, look at that fire. Focus fire on that target. I want to eliminate at least one. And you're it. 2 damaged engines. Damn it, more torpedoes. 2 damaged engines. 1 damaged engine. Rudder's out of commission. Quite a bit of flooding. Charge in after them. The Votary. Good lord, they are very good at controlling their damage. Oh boy. It's only a matter of time until I get hit by a 14-inch high explosive shell. From the defense, the Indomitable or the Royal Oak. And when I do, there's not a whole lot that I can do about it, unfortunately. Ah, hello Swift. It has been a while. Speaking of Swift, my chances of being the fastest to complete my mission... well, I've been fighting for a half hour. I haven't gotten a single kill. So, at the moment, it's not going that well. Come on, get those 5 inches to bear. There we go. There's the Liffey as well. Oh, hi, boys. I didn't know you were going to drop torps on me. Oh, everybody's here now. That's 5 destroyers. Come on, take out the Votary. Vote him off the island. Torps here. Votary, fine, turn the other way. Oh, sorry, V3, turn the other way. Smoke up in 2 minutes. Votary might sink. That would be finally 1 kill. Smoke in 244. Smoke ready on the V1 div. Come on. Oh crap, you're firing at something else. Smoke. There we go. That's better. And done. 1 down. Oh! Serious damage on the V3. Which means that I either pull this thing back and hope that she controls her flooding, or I can pretty much kiss my survive with 33%. Oh, sorry, survive the battle with more than 50% structural integrity goodbye. Oh, smoke up and get out. Where are their transports? We have lost each other. I can't see them, they can't see me. But at least the oh, there we go again. At least the V3. She's not dead. But I think she's no longer useful. Because if I risk that DD again, I might lose it. And I cannot quite afford that. There's the torpedo group. I still have all of mine. What should my priority be? Take down DDs and risk serious damage, or hunt down their transports, which could be, well, anywhere. Tricky choice. Hello. Oh dear. Ooh, they're close. Means I might miss one, but I might hit the other. Bingo. Good damage. Ah, there's the Liffey again. Oh shit, torps. Come about. They're colliding. I think the battlecruisers at about 10 kilometers can't really hit much. If they're going to make an effort at all. 0.4%. And I'm going to make that worse by smoking up. Unfortunately, the Kennets dropped torpedoes. There's the Liffey. There are the torpedoes. Kennet still has 3. Liffey still has 9. Okay, we're going to turn again. I'm going to keep dancing around this guy. Partial pen. You. Keep falling back as best you can. I've only sunk 1 DD so far. Not great. Keep hammering the V1. Come on. Sorry, no, keep hammering the Kennet. Not the V1. The V1's mine. Come on, dude. There we go. Their bridge has been destroyed. The main tower is gone. That means their damage control and fire control have taken serious hits. And that's excellent. That gives me a lot of options. Because now I can just take that thing apart, and there's not much that the Kennet can still do, because her damage control is toast. And in return, well, her accuracy has also taken a big hit in more ways than one. Her crew is down 24%, so her main guns are only manned by 80% of what they normally have. And that means that the Kennet's accuracy, as well as reload, have taken a big chunk of damage. That was a good hit. Can we finish her off, please? Nice hit on the Liffey. Serious flooding. Could be the second DD that we kill. Oh, hi, there's a third. Yes? Come on, Liffey. No more pain now. Only dreams. Come on. Jesus. The V1 just took a fairly chunky hit. Get out of there. The Liffey is once again coming back. Ooh. Uncomfortable. Torpedoes everywhere. Swift's out of torps. Kennet's out of torps. The Liffey still has some of them left. The V1 did take a big hit, but they're alive-ish. I hope that they can pump that water back out, and that we can keep this ship operational. The North Star, there we go, has run out of torpedoes. Liffey has no operation... No, she has one operational engine, I think. And she's struggling to keep the ship afloat. There's fire damage. Come on. They're down to, what, 4%? One more hit. One more slither of flooding. You have got to be... Oh, crap. Kidding. At this point, I'm getting very much at risk. I'm starting to lose all of my ships. So, time to send them a bouquet. Now, of course, the cannon's going to detect that. And use her bow thrusters, I don't know, to turn. The Liffey's probably going to do even more spectacular things. Yep, cannon dodged. Liffey is on 1%? Give me a break. %. Yeah, seriously, 1% buoyancy. That's it. I've only sunk one ship. There we go. Flooding. 9%, 10%? Come on. Flooding is supposed to work the other way around. You're supposed to start taking more water in, not out. At least they're not really shooting back anymore. Flooding. Come on. Yes? Are we there? No, we're accidentally hitting the cannon behind it. But the cannon is down. And the Liffey... Good lord, do you have plot armor or something? What is this? Conning tower destroyed. 2 engines destroyed. Rudder destroyed. Oh, they're about to pop one more torpedo launch, I think. This is ridiculous. This thing is also holding on 1%. Like, how much of the ship is still functional in this position? Partial pen, fire damage, flooding. Come on. At this rate, I'm gonna struggle to sink 33% of the enemy fleet. I need to find their transports. And I have no idea where they are. Liffey, finally down. There we go. That's 3 of their destroyers out of commission. Okay, time to go back to 10 times speed. And try to accelerate up to 26 knots. Which for some reason the ship is not doing. No. She can supposedly do 26 knots. But I can slow her down. But 26 knots is not doable. Is there something with the wind? Or is this a bug? Because I am supposed to be faster than this. At the very least, I still have the survive the battle with more than 50% structural integrity points. I don't have to win. I just have to survive. Hello, defense. Now, oh crap! There's Swift. Murder her. There we go. Boom. With a flash fire. 2 flash fires, in fact. And this means that the battlecruisers have just lost their line of sight. they don't have a spotter anymore. So, if I had enough shells, I could just, well, not just, but I could try burning these things down. Under current conditions, I think that's a... shit. That's a tall order. Because I simply cannot burn them down fast enough. Although, I'm starting... I have 5... Oh, no, 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 no. I'm gonna lose this ship. Turn! Once I lose speed on these things, it's pretty much game over for my destroyers. Still, I have more than 50% structural integrity. Believe it or not. I've taken down a whole 4% of their structural integrity. If I go silent, can you still see me? Is that a qualifier or not? No. No, no, no. There goes my structural integrity award. Although, if I middle it... yeah, if I average it, I'm still above 50%. If this thing goes down, I'm not. Nope, there goes that points. Okay, sink 33% of the enemy fleet. Not done yet. Survive the battle with more than 50% structural integrity. Negative. Be the fastest to complete your mission. No. Cheapest ship? Maybe. Maybe. Sink the most ships of all contestants? Well, I've sunk a few destroyers, but nothing serious. If I can sink one more ship, I can at least get the 10 points for sink 33% of the enemy fleet. Smoke, smoke. That's their DD's positions. So the crippled V3 is actually not so crippled when you compare it to the rest of them. And where their transports are, I don't know, 36 to 40 clicks out. Very far away. The V2 can still do 12 knots. This one can still do 21 knots. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit of time. After shadowing the British fleet for, well, a good hour or so of in-game time, I've come to the conclusion that I simply cannot catch them. The V3 is powering along at 21 knots, and that's her top speed with 3 compartments filled. The V2 is worse at 12 knots, and she just cannot keep up with the fleet at all. So, unfortunately, this is it for me. I cannot compete with the enemy fleet for speed, which means I cannot get my 5-inchers into range, and I cannot get my torpedoes into range at all. No idea where the transports are. The enemy is supposedly still to the north, and that's relative to the V1, sorry, to the V2. Because you can still see smoke screens over there, but whereas they were, well, a while ago they were 6 clicks out, now they're 10 clicks out to 11, 12 even here, so I just can't get there. Which means that the only points that I might have are have the cheapest ship for 10 points, and maybe, if something goes horribly wrong for my fellow contestants, sink the most ships. Because I've sunk a whole 4, which means I have not been able to sink 33% of the enemy fleet for 10 points. Surviving the battle with more than 50% structural integrity has failed, and being the fastest to complete the mission, no joy. Because I am 7 hours and 46 minutes, so I have taken 2 hours and 14 minutes of in-game time. Definitely not the fastest at all. So, potentially prematurely, but I'll be congratulating Serious Strategy Gamer for once again becoming the top contestant. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, no Taskmaster Tuesday next week because we are taking a break. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.